Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you a special video. I recently went to the Origin event in Austin, Texas, and it was like this big signing hosted by Jennifer L. Armentrout and 1001 Dark Nights, and so many of my favorite authors were there. It was so much fun. I have so many books to show you, so I'm just going to kind of fly through them. Some I did previously already own, some I had bought in anticipation for this signing, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started because I have a lot. And side note, if you're going to a signing and there's going to be lots of authors there and you know you're going to be bringing lots of books, or even just like 10 books, I highly recommend getting a book cart. This was my second big signing I've ever been to, and I didn't have a book cart. I totally forgot to get one, and I ended up just having bags and bags of books, and I had to carry them around all day. It was horrible. So worth it, but horrible. So I highly recommend investing in a book cart, which I myself will be doing for future signings. But with that, let's go ahead and just get right into this. I think I'm going to start out just kind of briefly show you some of the swag I got. This is the wonderful tote bag that I got that just says the Origin event, and it just has Jennifer L. Armentrout's name on it, along with 1001 Dark Nights. This is a wonderful tote bag. I really like it. I love the purple. It's so pretty. This is just a little swag pack from 1001 Dark Nights. It has like, I think these are, I have no idea if these are like crayons or pencils in here, with some bookmarks, and of course just a little advertisement of some of the books that they have out. 1001 Dark Nights has lots of authors that write like novellas for them, and they put them out. They're great. Usually they're like based on like, you know, an author series, like maybe like a side couple or something like that. I really enjoy them. So I'm really excited to have this. I also have like a lot of bookmarks I picked up. I don't want to be too specific because like I got so many. We could do this all day. And if you guys want me to in the future make like a bookmark swag video, I have tons I could share and show if you're really that interested. This was a swag pack from Shayla Black. She has like, you know, like an ad in here of all her books, along with like a nail filer and a pad of paper, which is really nice. I was really excited to have this. This was really convenient because you kind of just like grab it and you can kind of stuff it in rather than having to grab lots of little things. Lexi Blake also did the same thing here. I don't know if you can see, there's like a drink koozie in here along with some pens that are really pretty colors, and lots of different, you know, just talking about her books, which is great. Sophie Jordan, I got some stuff from her also. This is just an ad for her Beautiful Lawman. I did not have this book, so she kindly signed this for me because she's so wonderful. I also got from Wendy Higgins, she was giving out like little mints for her next book, which is the Kiss Collector. So that was really exciting. So, you know, some more bookmarks here. I think Coho had some of the best bookmarks though. Hers are so pretty. Look at how beautiful Colleen Hoover's bookmark is. And it has like a whole bunch of different quotes on the back from her books. And then the bookworm box has this like wonderful, like really thick bookmark that just says, "I read past my bedtime." I'm so excited for that. It's, I love all of these, and I totally will use these. So I got an ad for her new book, and, you know, just some more ads for these books, which is fun. Sarah McLean had some tattoos, which is so awesome. That's for The Wicked and the Wallflower, and it just, they're wonderful. They're wonderful. And then, of course, Sarah McLean's Romance Resists. I love this so much. I also got, I think, from Jay Kenner. So lots of things. I'm just trying to go through this kind of quickly here so that I don't like bore you guys too much. Some more bookmarks here. Here's one from Tijan signed. I did not know this was signed until I just looked. That's awesome. Some more signed Tijan bookmarks on the back. An ad for Molly McAdams. And of course Katie McGarry. Jennifer L. Armentrout with her books they were giving out. Just an ad just showing all of her published books. And this was from Katie McGarry. It says, "Stay Elle, stay with me." And this is said by Drix in Say You'll Remember Me by Katie McGarry. It's like a little ribbon, which I thought was really cool. Some more bookmarks. A bookmark for The Darkest Star, which is what the event was for. It was to celebrate the release of the first Origin novel, The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I got a couple of those. That was really great. Some more some more of these, and then I got a signed bookmark by Victoria Scott from her collectors, which is awesome. I was really excited about that. A Challenge Your Tempest Roar bookmark, along with her Rust University bookmark by Cora Carmack. This is a, what do you call this? A magnet. I don't know why I just forgot that word. A magnet by Laura Kay featuring one of her books, and I always love magnets because I put them on my fridge and I use them. They're very useful. I also picked up from J. Crownover, this little thing. It's a pen. Oh, it's a pen! I didn't even know that. I thought it was like a bookmark, which it could be used as a book. This was really awesome. Okay, for like annotating, you could like write with it and then close it. Boom. Save your page. That's super creative. Didn't even realize that. Some more pens I stole from people. This is a Colleen Hoover one. This one is Molly McAdams, which she had some of the prettiest pens, like the brightest colors. I wanted to take them all. They all look so pretty. And then Sarah MacLean gave me a key, which is of course in relation to her Wicked and a Wallflower series, so I was really excited to have this. It also is like a bottle opener, which is super useful. So that was the swag that I got from the Origin event. Now let's go ahead and I will just quickly show you the books. I'm not going to give too much of a description just so that this video isn't too incredibly long, but please know that I love and adore all of these authors, and I'm so happy to have these books signed. Great, so just kind of getting right into it, one of the first authors that I went to at the signing was Sarah MacLean, and she writes historical romance books. They are so good. Some of my favorite historical romance novels, and she signs in like these beautiful pink pen. And she said it was like her first ever like signing event like that she's ever been to, and it was so wonderful to talk with her. I had such a good time. I recommend all of these books. I've read most of these ones by her that I got signed, and I was so happy to have it. Oh, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful time. And of course I got Wicked and the Wallflower signed, which is, if you are going to pick up a historical romance book, I highly recommend picking up this one. It's actually kind of like a newer release. It just came out this year. It is so good. It is the first book in her Bare Knuckle Bastard series, and it's full of romance and like scandal and like kick butt female empowerment. It was so wonderful. I enjoyed it so much. I just can't say enough about this author. I really enjoy her books, and I was so happy to have her there and to get them signed and personalized in beautiful pink pen, which totally went along with like most of her book covers. It was wonderful. Next up, I did also go to Sophie Jordan, who also writes some historical romance. She also has like a contemporary romance series, and she does have a couple of YA series out also, so I got quite a bit of books of hers signed, and she was wonderful also. It was so nice to see them. I had such a great time. I'm actually a really big historical romance reader. So these are some authors that like I've been following, Sarah MacLean specifically, since like she was first putting out books, so it was so nice to see her when you've been a fan for so long. And Sophie Jordan as well. I've actually only read a couple of Sophie Jordan books, but none of them have ever disappointed, so I'm glad to have them signed on my shelf. I just have to find space for them. I'm not really sure where these are all going to go yet. Here's this one. And this is her newest release. It actually came out just a couple of days before the signing. This is Beautiful Sinner, and it is a book in her Devil's Rock series. I've read none of them, but I liked the covers. Hot men, I'm telling you. And I'm so excited to have them on my shelf. She said that she actually got to pick out the cover for this one. Like, her editor got to go to like the photo shoot, which we're all sad we all couldn't go to this photo shoot, I'm sure, but she got to pick out the cover, which I think is really cool because a lot of times authors don't have much say in their covers, so that was really awesome. This is another Sophie Jordan book in her Firelight novel series that I had picked up to get signed, and I have had the next one is her Reign of Shadows duology. I think it's just a duology. I've owned them for a long time. I'm sure a lot of you have heard a lot about them, and I'm really excited to read them, especially now that I've met her in person, and you know, she's such a wonderful person, so it was really exciting to have these all signed. Also super excitingly, I got to meet Colleen Hoover, who who was wonderful and so fast. She is like one of the fastest signers I've ever seen, which good on her because her line would be nuts without it. But she was so wonderful in person, and I was really excited to meet her. I just like, when I meet authors that I really like and I've followed for a long time, like Colleen Hoover, who I followed from like really a long time, it was so wonderful to meet her, and I kind of like always like clam up. I don't know if I'm the only person who does that, probably not. But like I get like really quiet and I kind of don't know what to say. So then like I feel like I'm like one of those people who turns into like talking about the weather. That's kind of what I felt like I did all day. Next I also got The Essence by Kimberly Durning. This is the only book of hers that I got signed. It was the actually one I had found at a discounted price at a half-price clearance sale, so I was really excited for that. I also, really excitingly for me, I had gotten a copy of Tamara Weber's Breakable. This is her book Easy, but as told from Lucas's point of view, I believe. I read this like so long ago, I don't remember much about it. Easy is one of my favorite books though, like of all time. It was really one of the first books to kind of usher in like a new adult, you know, theme, and I loved it. So I'm so glad to have met her and to have done that. Her husband is wonderful and she is wonderful. It was so nice to meet them. I also got some C.C. Hunter books signed. I actually never read it. I feel kind of bad like having these books signed when I've never read the author, but I did go out and buy the books and support them at least. But C.C. Hunter has her Shadow Falls novels. I don't know much about them. I've heard things about them that they're really good, and I'm excited to get into them. I believe the books that I had picked up, The Awake at Dawn and Midnight Hour, some of the later books in the series, so I'll have to try to find the next ones. I also got Where Sea Meets Sky by Karina Halley, who was wonderful and nice, and she signed in beautiful pink. I loved all the pinks and purples. Those are some of my favorite colors. I also got 2 Molly McAdam books signed. I have Forgiving Lies and Deceiving Lies. These are, I've actually read Forgiving Lies and really enjoyed it, and then I recently picked up a copy of Deceiving Lies, which is like I think the next book in the series, or I don't know if it's like a series or duology or what. But I was really excited to have these signed, and she was so wonderful and kind in person. And I also got Victoria Scott's The Collector. I've read and loved this book a long time ago. And I was so excited to see her. Dante was a great character in this book. I also got Mary Lindsay's Shattered Soul signed. Fun fact, I did not know, because I bought this book at half price, and I guess she told me it was a first edition, and she signed it for me, and then she put a little heart on here for her where it says the dedication for Fig, which was her dog who passed away like right when this book was sold. So I was like, oh, but it was really nice of her to dedicate it to her dog. And then I also have 2 Jay Kenner books. These are a part of her Release Me series. I have no idea. Release Me and Complete Me. I guess there's more books in the series, but I did not know that. I've not read them. I've heard about these books a lot. I think that they're like smutty romances, which I am always down for. So that was exciting. Yeah, there's a couple more books in this series, so hopefully I can get to them soon because she made them sound really good just talking to her. I also picked up and got signed Satisfaction by Lexi Blake. This is the second book in her Lawless series. I was kind of sad that I didn't have the first one, Ruthless, at the signing, but hopefully next time. Funny story, I also got some books signed by Shayla Black. I have Falling in Deeper, which is a later novel in her Wicked Lover series. I feel like I've read it before, but I don't have it marked on Goodreads, so I don't know, but it sounded really familiar to me. And then I also got Forever Wicked, her 1001 Dark Nights novella signed, and it was kind of like a funny story because when I had bought this, I didn't realize she had previously signed it for somebody else, so she was kind enough to cross out this person's name and put mine, that was kind of a good chuckle time. So really exciting for all of us YA fans out there. I got to meet Wendy Higgins, who was wonderful and so sweet and so nice, and she signed all of my books. I've actually never read a Wendy Higgins book. I feel super bad that I didn't have them read. I had intended to have them read by the time the signing came around, and I just kind of like ran out of time, and I feel kind of bad looking back because she was so nice. And now I want to go read all of her books. Please go read all of her books. She is so nice in person. So that was exciting. I also got to meet Cora Carmack again. This was actually my second time being at a signing that Cora was at, and she was wonderful and funny, and like her line was probably one of the slowest moving lines, but it was because she like really took the time to she took her time, like just period, she took her time, and it was so much fun. It was a great time. She was spilling tea about her books. It was wonderful. I was so excited to get Roar signed because this was one of my favorite books that I read last year, and I have it tabbed up, and it was wonderful to talk to her about it, and I'm so happy to have this signed now. And of course, I also did get some J. Crownover books signed. I got Jet signed, which I think this is book 2 in her Marked Men series. I've read a couple of Jay's books, and she's a wonderful human being in person too. She's very funny, very loud, very outgoing. She's like very comfortable to talk with. And I was so glad to meet her, and I've only read Rule, and I actually have Rule signed from the previous signing that I went to hers, but somehow I ended up with a second copy of Rule that wasn't signed, so I was like, what the heck, I'll go ahead and just get another signed copy because I had it. I don't know why I had 2 copies of Rule, but I do, and now they're both signed. I also met Katie McGarry, and I was so bummed out. I realized when I got there that I forgot her newest, I don't know if it's her newest release, but Say You'll Remember Me. I have that book and I didn't get it signed, but I have this one, which is exciting. I've read and enjoyed this series. I also got to meet Tijan, and this is Auntie's stepbrother, Tijan. I enjoy her books. Some of them I've kind of had problems with in the past, but she's a wonderful person in person. She was so kind to me, and I really actually did enjoy Auntie's Stepbrother. It's one of my favorite books by her. She was a really nice person, so I'm really excited to have this book signed by her. And I also picked up Laura Kay, who I have met before at another signing that I've been to. She's really sweet, really kind, and in our Origin bags, we each got a 1001 Dark Nights novella book, and it was just like random. It would have been from like any of the authors there, and I happened to get Laura Kay's Ride Dirty, a Raven Riders novella book, so I got to have this signed while I got it, which was awesome. I thought that was so wonderful of them to do. What a nice little surprise. And we're almost done here. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to go as fast as possible. And if you're interested in any of these books, please let me know. Most of them I've read, some of them I haven't, so just let me know and we'll talk about them. But moving on, CJ Redwine was also there, so I had actually just read The Shadow Queen for Book 2-a-thon this summer, so I was so excited to meet her and get her book signed. She was so nice, and she signs her books. I don't know if you guys are noticing as I'm showing them, but she signs her books based on color, like based on what series it's in, which I thought was like perfect. That's like, if I was an author, I would probably do the same thing, like sign certain series with a certain color that kind of goes with it. I think that's awesome. So it was so nice to meet her. She was so sweet and kind. Everybody was so nice. I always like freak out going to signings I like get shy, even though like I'm really not a shy person. And then finally, I also did meet Jennifer L. Armentrout, who is like one of my favorite authors. It was so nice to meet her in person again. This was my second time meeting her. I got Moonlight Sin signed by her, and it's kind of just scrawled on there. I have more books of hers that I haven't gotten signed yet, but there was kind of like a limit, like 5 books, and she was like, she had such a huge line and had been going all day. I didn't want to like go through her line again because her poor wrist probably hurts. All of these authors' poor wrists, like, ouch. So I just picked out some of the ones that I really wanted to get signed, and she does a lot of signings, so I feel like I can get the rest of mine signed by her. And of course I have The Darkest Star, which is the entire reason for the event. I have read and loved this book. I highly recommend reading any Jennifer L. Armentrout book, but specifically her Lux series and now the new Origin series, which is kind of a spin-off from the Lux world. It's so good. If you enjoyed the Lux series, they were kind of like, I don't want to call them trash because they have such a special place in my heart and I love them so much, but they were definitely early YA books. But amazing at the same time. Great romance, great characters. If you're looking for like a more like grown-up version of that, but like still classified as YA, I highly recommend picking up The Darkest Star. Her writing has matured so much since she wrote the Lux series. It is so worth it to pick up. Wonderful, wonderful book. If you know, The Darkest Star, of course, follows Luke and Evie, and that is all I'm going to say about it, because it is, I don't want to give away any spoilers for any of the other series. But yes, I am so happy that I got to go to the signing. It was such a wonderful event. I cannot wait to go to more future signings. And yeah, if you guys want to know any tips or tricks on going to signings or have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm still kind of new to them. This was like my 3rd overall signing that I've ever been to, but you learn really quick once you go to them, kind of things to do. And I would love to just help out anybody who might be going to any soon. So thank you all for sticking with me during this incredibly long video, and I will see you soon. Bye!